In this video we will explain to you how the media manipulates us, and this list prepared by the American thinker Noam Chomsky, and reduce the methods used by the international media to control people through the media in 10 basic strategies. Follow us with this video. 1. Distraction strategy. This strategy is an essential element in the control of societies, and is to divert the attention of public opinion from the important problems and changes decided by the political and economic elites, through a constant barrage of distractions and trivial information. They also prevent the public from taking care of the necessary knowledge, by keeping public interests distracted by topics that are not of real importance, and away from real social problems, keep the people busy and have no time to think, so that they can return to the barn with the rest of the animals. 2. Create problems and then provide solutions. First, they create a problem or a situation to provoke a certain reaction from the people so that they can demand the measures they want them to accept. 3. Graduation strategy. In order to accept an unacceptable measure, it is sufficient to be applied gradually on a low-fire basis with diplomatic and dictatorial touches at the same time. 4. Deferred strategy. It is another way to be used to make decisions that are unacceptable, and even offered as a painful but necessary medicine, and that is by gaining the approval of the people in the present to apply something in the future, for example selling all agricultural land to foreign companies, under the pretext that the country needs money, because the people will accept a future sacrifice, because it is easier than accepting a sacrifice at the same time, and the people naively hope that everything will be better tomorrow, and that they can avoid the sacrifice required in the future, and then leave all this time to the people to get used to the idea of change, and accept it with surrender when it's time. 5. Addressing the people as a group of young children. For example, by using their channels and platforms and personalities that have a reputation in the country. The more you try to fallacious the scene, you will not be able, because everyone speaks this speech from a young age, and thus the mind is programmed according to the currents required for the domination. 6. Arousing emotion instead of thought. Arousal of emotion is an old classic technique, used to disrupt logical analysis and thus disrupt the critical sense of people, and the use of emotional speech allows passing unconsciously, until it is implanted with ideas, desires, fears, tendencies and even behaviors. 7. Keeping the people in a state of ignorance and folly. First, through the quality of education provided to the people, which is the biggest misleading for them, and then the people are absent and do not understand what is on the ground. Secondly, misinformation in the news and social media etc., so that there is a gap between the people and the authority. 8. Encouraging the people to be good at bad. Encourage the people to feel special and wonderful, and therefore the people will be ignorant of arrogance and barbarism, and many examples on the ground. 9. Compensating the rebellion with guilt. They make the individual think that he is solely responsible for his unhappiness, and that the reason for his responsibility is a lack of his abilities and efforts instead of rebels. He feels guilty, and this generates a depressive state, whose effects are closed and disrupted movement, and without movement there is no revolution. 10. People know more about individuals than they know themselves. Amazing scientific developments have dug a gap that does not accommodate the public, only to those elites that monopolize and use them, thanks to which the systems have reached an advanced knowledge of the human being. Systems are better able to know the individual than he knows himself, which means that in most cases systems have more power over individuals than they do on themselves.